Infratemporal fossa is an irregular space which is situated on each side of the skull, behind the body of maxilla, below the zygomatic arch, and medial to the ramus of mandible over here. The infratemporal fossa is having a roof while the floor is open, is having an anterior wall, the posterior wall is open, and it is having a medial wall and a lateral wall. Roof of the infratemporal fossa is formed medial to its communication to the temporal fossa. So the roof is formed by the infratemporal surface of greater wing of the sphenoid bone. So this is a greater wing of sphenoid and this is infratemporal surface of greater wing of the sphenoid and adjoining squamous temporal bone, and you can appreciate the suture in between. Same roof on the opposite side. This is a infratemporal surface of the greater wing of the sphenoid and adjoining squamous temporal bone. And as you can see, the roof is pierced by two foramen, that is foramen ovale both the side and foramen spinosum. Floor of the infratemporal fossa is open and is continuous with the tissue space surrounding esophagus and the pharynx. Anterior wall of the infratemporal fossa is formed by posterior surface of body of the maxilla. This wall in the upper part is having a groove for the maxillary nerve, and there is a gap between the greater wing of sphenoid and the maxilla. It is called inferior orbital fissure. Through the fissure, the infratemporal fossa is communicate with the orbit. So the anterior wall is formed by the posterior surface of body of maxilla while the posterior wall is open. Or now let's have a brief idea regarding the separate bone. This is a left-sided maxilla, so you can correlate over here, and in the maxilla you can appreciate that this is the entire pyramidal shaped body along with the maxillary air sinus. This is a alveolar process, this is a frontal process, zygomatic process, anterior nasal spine, orbital surface with the infraorbital foramen, and I am rotating the maxilla backward. This is a posterior surface of maxilla, and you can appreciate here there is a groove for the maxillary nerve which is continuous as a infraorbital nerve. So this groove, it is going towards the infraorbital foramen over here. Medial wall of infratemporal fossa is formed by lateral pterygoid plate. You can see this is a lateral pterygoid plate of the sphenoid bone, and this is a greater wing of sphenoid. This is lateral pterygoid plate, and there is a gap between the posterior surface of body of maxilla and the pterygoid plate. This is called pterygomaxillary fissure between the pterygoid plate and maxilla. Pterygomaxillary fissure. Through the fissure, the infratemporal fossa is communicate with the pterygopalatine fossa deep inside. The pterygopalatine fossa is situated below the apex of the orbit. So this is a medial wall. Now let's have a brief idea regarding sphenoid bone. As you can see, this is a sphenoid bone. It is a single bone. You are viewing the bone from posteriorly and from above. So this is a centrally placed body along with the sphenoidal air sinus, and here you can appreciate both the side. This is a greater wing of sphenoid and these two are the lesser wing of sphenoid, and lower part there is a pterygoid plate. So the sphenoid is resembles like a bat with outstretched wings, and it is this to pterygoid plate, it is resembles like a legs of the bat. So over here you can see within there is a retort shape superior orbital fissure between the lesser and the greater wing of sphenoid. This is a foramen rotundum, foramen ovale and spinosum, both the side, foramen rotundum, ovale and spinosum. Now the same bone from the anterior side. You can appreciate again, this is a body, laser wing, superior orbital fissure, foramen rotundum. These two are the pterygoid plate. This pterygoid plate is divided into the lateral pterygoid plate and medial pterygoid plate on the medial side. And this is a greater wing of the sphenoid from the inferior view. So this is a greater wing of sphenoid and this lateral pterygoid plate. This lateral pterygoid plate forms our medial wall of infratemporal fossa, while the infratemporal surface of the greater wing of sphenoid, which forms the roof of infratemporal fossa. And you can also appreciate this is again foramen ovale and foramen spinosum, which is in the greater wing of the sphenoid bone. Now the last is the lateral wall of the infratemporal fossa. So as you know, this is a medial wall, this is roof, anterior wall, and the lateral wall is formed by the ramus of mandible along with the coronoid process. So it is like this. This is the infratemporal fossa and this is the lateral wall. Let's have an idea from the below. As you can appreciate over here, this is the infratemporal fossa and you are visualizing the roof. This is a lateral wall by the ramus of mandible and the coronoid process, and this is a medial wall which is formed by the lateral pterygoid plate of the sphenoid. Communication of infratemporal fossa. The infratemporal fossa communicated anteriorly to the orbit through a gap, that is the inferior orbital fissure. This fissure is situated between the maxilla and the greater wing of the sphenoid bone. Infratemporal fossa communicated medially to the pterygopalatine fossa through a fissure which is called pterygomaxillary fissure, a fissure situated between the maxilla and the pterygoid plate. This is a pterygomaxillary fissure. Again, it is communicated above and laterally to the temporal fossa through a gap between the zygomatic arch and the side of the skull, and above and medially it is communicated to the middle cranial fossa through the foramen ovale and foramen spinosum. Let's have a quick revision of infratemporal fossa. So the infratemporal fossa, the roof is formed by the infratemporal surface of the greater wing of the sphenoid along with the adjoining squamous temporal bone, and it is pierced by the foramen ovale and spinosum. The roof, it is communicated above medially to the middle cranial fossa, above laterally to the temporal fossa. The anterior wall is formed by the posterior surface of body of maxilla. Over here it is communicated to the orbit through inferior orbital fissure. The medial wall is formed by the lateral pterygoid plate, and over here it is communicated medially to the pterygopalatine fossa through pterygomaxillary fissure, and the lateral wall is formed by the ramus and the coronoid process of the maxilla. The fossa is open below and the posterior side. The content of infratemporal fossa are medial pterygoid muscle, lateral pterygoid muscle and lower part of the temporalis muscle, along with mandibular nerve with its branches, otic ganglion with its distribution, then a small nerve over here, that is a chorda tympani nerve, maxillary artery with its branches, and pterygoid venous plexus.